Well, hello, welcome, and it's time for some more Blue Devil basketball right here on WGEM on all your streaming platforms. That's the WGEM Smart TV app, News app, and WGEM.com. Back at Blue Devil Gym, it is the last Friday night of the regular season, believe it or not, and that means it's Western Big Six Conference action as Quincy hosts United Township from East Moline. It's the Panthers and the Blue Devils here tonight. I'm Brock Hamsmeyer. Alongside is Kyle Ainsworth. And Kyle, you were with the Blue Devils on Tuesday night, and we'll talk about that one a little bit more on the stat sheet in just a bit. But coming off that win at Alleman on Tuesday night, a much-needed confidence boost for these Blue Devils, with now just 3 games remaining in the regular season. And these last 3 matchups are all going to be tough ones before they jump into postseason play here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think confidence booster was the correct term there. It's exactly what this team needed after dropping, four games before that. They win by over 40 points in that one on Tuesday. It's exactly what this team needed. Confidence booster, maybe a little gives them a little more spunk, more belief in themselves maybe, and hopefully some of that same energy can carry over here to this wonderful Friday night on this senior night, I might add.
A season high in points in that win on Tuesday night as well, which topped their previous high, which was also against Alleman. But nonetheless, so yeah, good for them again to get off the schneid and snap that 4-game losing streak. But a different task here tonight against a much tougher Panthers team from UT, albeit a UT team that comes in here having dropped their last 2 games. But that was a heartbreaker last Saturday to Wheaton Warrenville South. They lost a 1-point game, 40-39, and then got swept in the season series by Rock Island this past Tuesday night, but played Rocky really tough. A good ball game, 69-63. So, even despite those 2 losses, the Panthers are playing well, and they're 16-11 overall. They're solidly in 3rd place in the conference. Their only losses have come to the top 2 teams. They've gotten swept by Moline and Rock Island. They're 8-4 in conference play. They've beaten everybody else along the way in the Western Big Six. Quincy, of course, comes in at 8-17 overall, and they are 5-7 in conference play. They would need to win their last 2 conference games to get back to that 500 mark and finish at 7-7 in the Western Big Six. But tough one tonight, and it'll be a tough one to wrap up the regular season next Tuesday here at home against Moline. But we've got more to get to. Again, we'll have that stat sheet from Tuesday night. Kyle will break down how the Blue Devils got that win over Alleman on Tuesday, and we'll look a little bit more at this matchup here tonight between the Blue Devils and the Panthers. Glad to have you with us on this final Friday night of the regular season. It is Quincy High School basketball right here on WGEM.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, 4 more. 5, 6, per via pick. 7, 8, windows are great. 9, 10, do it again.
Doors and more. What's the more?
Windows!
Hop in this weekend for the bucket sale at your local Farm and Home Supply. You can get 15% off all regular priced items you can fit in a 5-gallon bucket this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's 15% off clothing or footwear, pet food or tools, drinks or snacks, whatever you can fit in the bucket. You never know what will end up in there. No other place has it all like your local Farm and Home Supply.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on the bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Over the last few months, I have been crocheting animals for our pediatric patients.
It's one of the services we provide in the outpatient department for our pediatric patients to try to make them feel maybe a little less scared or anxious and have something special to take with them.
I believe Blessing is special just because of how they treat every single person that comes through their door. They treat each patient like their own family member. They want everyone to have a great, comfortable experience.
You know, you make a better door than a window.
Actually, we make both. Doors and more. What's the more?
Back on your pregame coverage here at Blue Devil Gym. Brock Hempsmeyer and Kyle Ainsworth with you. It is senior night as well here tonight as they had that ceremony between ball games tonight, which, by the way, Quincy sophomores were victorious in the first game tonight, pulling away in the fourth quarter on the way to a 59-40 victory here earlier this evening. Mentioned senior night, Kyle, and obviously the three remaining seniors for this Blue Devil team, Emmerich Batley, Avion Tate, and Milton Whitfield. Andy Douglas traditionally has been a guy that does put his seniors in the lineup on senior night. When you've only got three of them, I fully expect he'll do that here this evening as well. And obviously Tate's been starting. Whitfield can certainly start. It would be new territory for Emmerich Batley if he does get the start here tonight. But specifically Milton Whitfield, and we've talked about him a lot, especially since he's gotten back into the lineup and has been playing more here the last few weeks. But I fully expect, obviously, his best here tonight, knowing that it's senior night, and I also expect his teammates. You know, Andy Douglas has talked about that with me a couple of times on the Devil's Details show the last couple of weeks. We actually had Milton on a couple of weeks ago, which was great. And just Andy Douglas can't stop talking about Milton Whitfield's impact, and rightfully so, I think. I think it's tough for people to maybe fully gauge or maybe fully appreciate that when you're talking about a team that's 8-17. But leadership's leadership, and I think he has shown that off the court again while he was rehabbing and trying to get back out there. And now since we've got to see him, again, it's just been a joy to see him be able to, hopefully, again, with just 3, 4, however many games left to go here, finish on his terms on the floor in his senior year.
And I think that's the best part of it, is he does get to finish on his own terms. We all know, injuries have affected him throughout his entire high school career, and the fact that he does get to end it, like you said, on his terms here in a Blue Devil jersey, and especially not even just getting low minutes. He's getting more minutes as the season goes on. And, when it comes to tonight, I do expect his teammates to rally around him and the other seniors, of course.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's not technically their last game here at Blue Devil Gym, but it's certainly the spectacle of a senior night. And just giving them all everything he's given to the younger kids here on this team, I expect to come in full return here today. And I expect maybe an emotional game.
Yeah, I do too. We'll get into that. That'll kind of play into your keys to the game. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to get to that pregame stat sheet. It's brought to you by Tri-City Sports. Give them a call, 217-224-2489. They're located at 535 Main Street, downtown Quincy. Customize your team with Tri-City Sports. Kyle, you were there on Tuesday night. Take it away.
Yep, Quincy High, of course, we've mentioned it earlier, winning that game 83-42, and before I really get to those numbers, Quincy High really kind of just took over from the jump. It was their best performance shooting behind the arc that I've personally seen all year, and that came in the first quarter in particular. They were clicking right away, and you could just tell that this team was having fun, and that carried all 4 quarters. Now, when it comes to those numbers, it's by no surprise. He did it in their first matchup. Brennan Leopard led the way with 23 points, 17 of that coming in the first half. Yeah. And then after that, you had Jules Clausel with 12, Milton Whitfield, he added 11 himself, Tim Griffith with 9, Wilson Freiberg with 8, Kenai Humphrey with 4, Thomas Woodson Jr. with 4, Parker Douglas, he added another 6, then Avery Beeston, he had 3, Nas Kelly, he had 2, and Avion Tate, he added 1. 11 Blue Devils scoring in that game. And then on the Allman side, they were led by a Jack Went with 16 and a Darian McDaniel with 17, but it just wasn't enough. As we mentioned, a 41-point blowout for Quincy High. Their most convincing win of the season, their most points they've scored all season. And I said it before, I'll say it again, they were just having fun out there. You could see the smiles. I even saw Andy cracking smiles on the sidelines, right? It was fun. We talked about that in the post-game interview. And we kind of just hope that fun can carry over. You know what? Now, let me say this. It's good to see this late into the season that this team is still able to have fun with what can be said as maybe a disappointing season when it comes to competitors only having 8 wins on the year. So hopefully that fun can translate here today.
Absolutely. Again, that's your pregame stat sheet. It's brought to you by Tri-City Sports. We transition right into your keys to the game. Those along with this broadcast brought to you in part by Quincy Medical Group, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. So we talked about senior night. One of the things from Tuesday night, again, looking to carry over, and Andy talked about it with me on the Devil's Detail show again earlier this week, executing on the offensive end. He said that was a big-time emphasis in practice on Monday, and they actually executed on Tuesday.
82 points. We'll do that.
Yeah,
right?
Well, right. Yeah, I mean, clearly, when you score a season high in points, you're doing something right. It was knocking down threes, but it was executing. And then finishing possessions. And that can go both ends, but that definitely leans more to the defensive end and rebounding and, again, finishing possessions. And Coach said that, again, obviously it felt like they did the best at that at both ends that they have maybe all season in the win at Alleman on Tuesday. And I want to point this out too, and you and I were chatting about this before the ball game. That's an Alleman team that the Friday night previous against Moline, they were playing an 8-point game in the fourth quarter against the conference leaders, or the conference second place team, I should say. So
the record doesn't always say what they're able to do on the court. Is essentially what you're trying to say.
So the fact that Quincy won that game by 41 on Tuesday night really is impressive. It's not just your same old ho-hum bad Alleman team. Again, they're not great, don't get me wrong, but they have played teams tough this season. So the fact that Quincy's done that to them both times this year does mean something. So, but as we've talked all season long, consistency.
Yeah.
Can they do it again? Can they do it consistently here tonight against a better overall team in United Township?
Yeah, I think that's the toughest part for a young team to get a grasp of, is that consistency, because it's the same mentality entering every game, in and out, every day, in and out. That's really what it dwindles down to. And it was something we brought up earlier in the year, was that this team didn't really have an identity, and that's something we've seen them come across as the year has progressed.
Yeah.
And you brought up finishing possessions. For those that don't really know what that means, it's finding that extra pass, making the extra passes, and you mean not going into your shot too early into a possession, and just finding the correct, letting the plays really play out. And that's something we've seen them do better on as the year goes on.
And on the defensive end, it's easy to just say rebounding. Well, it's finding somebody. It's boxing out. It's
closing out.
Not falling asleep late in the possession if the team holds it for a long time. All these kinds of things. So I do want to also mention real quick, going back to the first matchup between these two, back in January up at the Panther Den. UT won that ball game 52-34, but it was a close game for the first 3 quarters. It was just a 7-point game at halftime. 9-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then the Panthers blew it open in the fourth quarter when Quincy only scored 6 points in the fourth.
And that's to reiterate the not finishing games, right? Not playing complete games, things we've brought up before.
And then also of note from that first matchup for the Panthers, Octavius Hickman, their 6'6 senior, who's one of their leading scorers all season long, he only had 5 points in that game. Quincy actually did a really good job against him, but it was the 6'8 junior, Joseph Morrow, coming off the bench that had 13 points and was a huge factor on the glass. So speaking of rebounding, again, Quincy's got to contest with that size of those two bigs for UT tonight.
And we'll see how, of course, that will be an assignment for the young Brennan Lepper, another tough assignment for the freshman, so we'll see how he matches up with that. Maybe they bring help down there. Maybe you see more minutes from, say, Freiburg. Or maybe Milton gets a little chippy down there in the paint with them as well.
That, and maybe we see more of the 2-3 zone again tonight.
Yes, and you know what? That's probably what you will see.
But again, you got to rebound out of that if you're going to play the zone.
Of course.
All the things. We'll step aside for the national anthem. Come back with your starting lineups and the Blue Devil action on WGEM.
Happiness starts with a smile, and Advanced Dental Care gives you more reasons to smile. Passion, focus, precision. At Advanced Dental Care, quality care is our commitment to you. Whether it's your first visit or a routine checkup, get the care you deserve. Choose Advanced Dental Care, where we offer comprehensive dental care and orthodontic services for children and adults. Comfortable, compassionate care. advdentalcare.com. 4561 Main Street. Schedule your appointment today. New patients welcome. At Advanced Dental Care, we'll make you smile.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Comfort. It's a basic necessity. It can be a treat, a cozy place. Often, it's each other. It's something we feel, feeling comfortable. Since 1955, Peters Heating and Air, along with Carrier, has kept comfort in stock. We know that, in good times or bad, one of the most inherent things we ask for is this simple feeling. That's something we'll always provide and preserve. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Peters Heating and Air.
I'm Natalie Will. Every month I have the honor of surprising an amazing teacher with a WGEM Golden Apple Award. Now, I need your help finding the next honoree. Students, parents, if there's a teacher making a difference in your life, nominate them at WGEM.com. Let's celebrate the teachers who inspire us every day. Nominate your teacher for the WGEM Golden Apple Award.
The WGEM Golden Apple Awards, sponsored by Hy-Vee, Taupro, and State Street Bank.
Back at Blue Devil Gym, they just announced the starters for the Panthers of United Township out of East Moline. They are 16-11 overall on the season, 8-4 in Western Big Six play for head coach Andy Say. And their lineup looks like this. Number 2, a 6'2" junior, Jordan Massey. Number 11, the older brother, the 6' senior, Josiah Massey. A 6' senior, number 30, Tyler Horvath. And we did not see this up at UT. They're going with both bigs in the starting lineup. 6'8" junior, number 44, Joseph Morrow. And the 6'6" senior, number 50, Octavius Hickman. So I said it moments ago, and that just re-emphasizes that Quincy's got to deal with that size as UT goes with both bigs in the starting lineup. Now, for the next to last time this season, enjoy the Blue Devil pregame ceremony. Mr. Ben Shelp, also a senior. He was honored here tonight as well during the senior night festivities. Quincy on the season, 8-17 overall, 5-7 in the Western Big Six. Head coach Andy Douglas, 12th year at his alma mater, 236 wins and 101 losses as Blue Devils head coach. And now we'll meet the starters for the Blue Devils on senior night. So as expected, Andy Douglas puts all three seniors in the starting lineup. Number 3, Emmerich Batley. Number 5, Avion Tate. And number 21, Milton Whitfield. Joining them, number 20, the 5'11 sophomore, Joels Clausel. And Brennan Lepper, number 54, the 6'7 freshman. First quarter about to get underway. It's brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. It's our final Friday night of the regular season. The Panthers and the Blue Devils. Quincy trying to split the season series after the Panthers won up at their place in January, 52-34. And Quincy able to wrangle the tip, and they'll get the first possession to get us started. See how they operate with the three seniors on the floor together. Batley doesn't get a lot of minutes normally. Tate has been starting. Whitfield's been coming off the bench, and they're going to call a moving screen on Lepper right there, trying to spring Clausel. So that's a inauspicious start. Turnover and a foul on Lepper.
It's an early foul. Keep an eye on that.
And they do come right out in the 2-3 zone. Not a huge shock here, especially with UT going with the two big lineup to start. Here's Hickman, free throw line. Throws the lob back door, and they miss it. Wow.
I'm not sure that was a lob. It almost looked like a shot, Brock.
It looked like it, but Massey tried to stuff it and couldn't finish it.
And I think Lepper got a hand on it.
Clausel in the corner for 3!
Attaboy. Way to hit that with a hand in his face. I think he got a little contact on him, too, on the shot.
Little fingertip there, but Quincy jumps out to the lead. Big Threes brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, as Morrow misses point blank. So 2 misses at the rim for the Panthers in the first minute.
And no surprise, that's exactly where they're attacking early on.
And now they set it up here in the half court. Clausel to the elbow, kicks it. Batley stuck in the corner, and he fires it over everybody's head. Coach Douglas retrieves the second turnover on Quincy. If you keep a goose egg up there, you can weather that, but they've been fortunate that the Panthers have missed 2 at the rim already.
Well, I'll suspect them to go right back to what they've been doing.
Hickman's looking short corner. Morrow steps outside. Now he cuts. Ooh, they might have had it there. Instead, they skip it out top. 6:15 to go in the opening quarter. Quincy doing a good job getting out to the shooters. That's a tough look. Missed it. Offensive rebound tip to Hickman, and he finishes.
Yeah, that's going to be tough all game.
Gets the Panthers on the board.
Quincy doesn't necessarily have the size. Enough of it, at least. Someone's going to have to get gritty.
Whitfield, that's a contested 3, short. And rebound tipped out of bounds, though. Ooh, they're going to say it's the Panthers' ball. And Andy Douglas, quick substitution, so.
I'm going to keep an eye on Octavius Hickman's closeouts. He's been getting kind of close to the landing zones. here early on.
So Batley got the first 2 minutes plus. Now Parker Douglas, the freshman, replaces him and goes at the top of that 2-3 zone with Clausel. Baseline drive into traffic at the rim and block. And Lepper clears as they deny the Panthers again.
It's a good start defensively. You just got to capitalize on your own side of the court here now.
And now we got players down. And now Tate and Horvath. And they're going to call a double foul.
Yeah, again, kind of chippy down there.
So Tate will get his first and Horvath his first. That's 2 team fouls on Quincy and the first on UT. And that's where you got to keep emotions in check.
Looks like Parker Douglas chucked in to be a second on Tate.
And I don't understand that.
Neither do I, Brock.
I mean,
I wish I could offer some.
Horvath was riding him hip for hip as he's cutting through the paint, and then Tate's just trying to clear and get away.
You know, Tate doesn't have to let the guy through, right?
Well,
not necessarily. Like he doesn't
really.
He doesn't have to be like a bull.
Nobody has to let anybody do anything, really. But
that's one way.
But the official,
regardless,
maybe sensing some angst in this ball game, trying to take some form of control. Meanwhile, the Panthers commit their first turnover.
Well, regardless, Tate now has 2 early fouls, so he's going to be out for a little bit here.
He was replaced by Tim Griffith, the other freshman, normally in the starting lineup. Whitfield, tough drive, can't get it to go, and we head the other way. Stuck on 3-2. Slipping to the hoop, no, and a foul, and Lepper's going to pick up his second. And that is bad news. So you're going to have 2 starters going to the bench with 2 fouls in less than 4 minutes played.
And not only is it 2 starters, Brock, but Lepper is your best chance to kind of tame the 2 big men.
It's going to be Thomas Woodson Jr., who's the next best off the bench at the 6'6" sophomore. But
my worry about Thomas here is the size discrepancy within, let's go, pounds.
especially with Hickman.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Tucker Speckman misses both free throws, and what do we got?
They may have caught a lane violation.
They did.
On Whitfield.
They did. So that's going to give him another opportunity after he had missed both, but he'll get one more chance. Speckman, a senior, just checked in off the bench. And he's able to cash it in this time, so that ties it at 3. Just over 4 minutes left in the opening quarter. Ooh, tough pass to the wing there. And now Griffith is in trouble and got rid of it. And you can see the toughness of this Panther defense, but a nice cut. And Whitfield hits Clausel for 2. And Jewels has all 5 points for Quincy. In the middle, Speckman blocked by Woodson. But he got it back, forced it up, no, and Quincy with the board. Well, if the first 4+ minutes are any indication, Kyle, you better bring it and not be looking for a whistle here tonight. Woodson 3, no. Griffith back up and in.
Good production by Woodson right away.
Baseline drive cut off there. Of course, I say that, and 2 Quincy starters are on the bench with 2 fouls, but those were very different circumstances.
Well, now you just have to keep the game manageable while your starters are going to be sitting at least halfway to the second quarter, I'd imagine.
In the middle to Hickman, and stripped by Woodson on the way up. Whitfield leads the break. Clausel, well, he never got inside, and now they'll set it up. Under 3 to play in the first. Douglas dribble handoff. Now they swing it back around. Tough pass to the baseline, Whitfield. He tried a tough pass across the paint, and they're going to be lucky that it was deflected out.
I think that's the right call.
Coach Say doesn't agree, but. And we got substitutions here as number 0, that's the sophomore, Javon McDowell, checks in for the Panthers. So does number 12, Max Colgan, a senior.
Ref trying to talk to Octavius and Woodson there.
As they body up before the inbounds here. Griffith slips in and he draws a foul.
Should be game here early on.
Yeah, definitely physical. I think they got Colgan for that one.
Frankly, when you're undersized, you kind of have to be in terms of Quincy.
Just the second team foul on UT.
Don't turn it into a problem, though.
Woodson a touch in the paint. And now Whitfield backs it up to reset. Fossell off the hesitation into 3 defenders, got tied up. And possession will give it to the Panthers. So that'll go as the 3rd Quincy turnover. And that's just a case of just driving into too much traffic that time. 2:14 to go. Opening quarter. This is a slugfest.
That's one way to put it.
Defense, the order of the night so far. That's a wide open jumper, though, good for Josiah Massey. Just the second field goal for the Panthers. 2-point game, under 2 to play. And Woodson nearly lost it to the floor. And we're going to have another tie-up. And this one will stay with Quincy.
There's that senior leadership by Milton Whitfield calming down the young Woodson.
Yep. Absolutely. As Morrow checks back in. Now they're going big for big as Morrow replaces Hickman. Also, Josiah Massey checking out and Horvath back in. Minute 45 to go in the first. And I don't know if Quincy completely realized that they had the ball still. Now they get set. And Whitfield again, calming things, setting things up. And a steal. Jordan Massey will go the other way and stuff it. His first bucket ties it at 7. And that is a hand check. Colgan doesn't agree. That's his second and 3rd team foul.
That's another 3 players probably in total here between both teams in foul trouble.
So he'll check out with 2, and Josiah Massey right back in. Whitfield again will get the offense going here. Griffith, he tried to go backdoor, but that really wasn't there. They're going to say it was tipped again.
It was. It's a good call. I have a good advantage right here, I'll be honest.
Coach Say hasn't liked either one of those down here on the Blue Devil baseline. Woodson passed up the 3, drives to the elbow. Now he needs help and gets out of there. Under a minute to go in the first. And I don't think either team's going to get to double digits at this rate.
The quarter a game.
Well played. And now we got a foul in the post. They're going to call Morrow battling down there with Woodson. His first. So both teams have 4. If either one picks up another here, we'll shoot free throws. And a steal. Massey again. And he will get the lay-in and the foul. Oh. And I think they just got teed up.
Yeah.
The official was trailing the Panthers after the bucket. And as they were talking to each other, boy, that's...
Was it something one of them said?
Well,
I was looking down.
It had to be. But the thing is, I think I'm actually going to defend the Panthers here because, I mean, there was no Blue Devils around.
Mm-hmm.
They're just talking to each other.
It depends on what kind of profanity may have been used. You know, you got to think what things could have been said.
I don't know. It wasn't directed at anybody. And even if you did hear it, is it really a technical if it's not unsportsmanlike?
This game's been chippy throughout, so maybe it stems of these refs trying to, take control of this game a little bit.
Well,
trying to set a standard.
We definitely got that. We definitely got that impression earlier with the Tate foul, the loose ball foul, the double foul. So Massey did complete the 3-point play, and now Clausel's going to shoot the technical free throws for Quincy. Still 41.7 seconds to go in a hotly contested first quarter here tonight. And now Jordan Massey's going to check out. So is Horvath as Clausel makes both. He's got 7 of the 9 points for Quincy. Nice back cut. Griffith blocked at the rim, but Woodson cleans it up. Perhaps last possession of the quarter here for the Panthers. Into the high post. Hickman kicks it out. They shoot the 3 early and hit it. Speckman. Now Quincy with 12 seconds. And Whitfield had it poked away. So they'll inbound on the far side. 9.9. Douglas to work. Drives in. There's the floater. Got it.
Good.
And that's how the first quarter ends. Back and forth we go. We're tied heading to the second on WGEM.
Hop in this weekend for the bucket sale at your local Farm and Home Supply. You can get 15% off all regular priced items you can fit in a 5-gallon bucket this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's 15% off clothing or footwear, pet food or tools, drinks or snacks, whatever you can fit in the bucket. You never know what will end up in there. No other place has it all like your local Farm and Home Supply.
Ride the Baja Wave and refresh your senses with a blast of tropical lime flavor. Grab a Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the do.
Second quarter about to begin. Brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. Brock Hamsmeyer, Kyle Ainsworth with you. Parker Douglas capped that first quarter with a bucket to tie it at 13. Clausel led the way, though, with 7. Jordan Massey had 5 for the Panthers. And Horvath might have got away with the travel. Deep 3 is hit. Josiah Massey, the second from downtown for the Panthers. Douglas, Clausel, Woodson, Griffith, and Whitfield to start the second quarter for the Blue Devils. Whitfield looking to post. Instead, Clausel a good look. No. And rebound Morrow. Both Masseys are out there along with Morrow, Hickman, and Horvath for UT. Quincy kind of looking to trap on the wings. They give Hickman the baseline jumper, and he hits it. That's his second field goal. First 5 points of the quarter go to the Panthers. Minute gone. Thomas Woodson Jr. back in now. Clausell waits for everybody to clear. Now wants the high ball screen. Gives it up. Griffith in the corner. That was blocked by Hickman. Woodson has it, though. Step through. Now he's double teamed. Had it poked away. It's out of bounds to Quincy. Blue Devils had a pretty solid offensive first quarter, and now a great inbounds play, but Clausell can't finish it. I was about to say, can they keep up the offensive consistency here in the second quarter? And that's not a great sign.
Well, those are the looks you like.
Yeah, no doubt. Hickman outside the paint. Up top, free throw line jumper, Horvath. That's his first field goal. A 7-0 start to the second quarter now by UT. And this is where Quincy's got to dig in. And Whitfield dealing with intense ball pressure. Step back jumper, no. And rebound pulled away. Here comes Josiah Massey. Transition three on the way is good by Horvath. Timeout, Quincy.
Not only do they have to dig in right here, Brock, but they got to do it without two of their starters because of foul trouble.
Credit the Panthers. A 10-0 start to the second quarter. And timeouts are sponsored by McCleary Law. If you're injured, call or text McCleary Law at 2178. I'm hurt for a free case evaluation. And, I feel like all season long it's been different forms of deja vu. I've seen this movie before. Where Quincy plays a great quarter, goes back and forth with a good team like this UT team is, and then
something happens.
They give up a run.
Yep.
And that's what we've seen here. 10-0 in just over 2 minutes.
Credit UT, their shots are falling right now. But that's fine and all. Quincy High is just 0 points in a quarter is alarming.
Well, and you said it. They were able to get by that first quarter with Tate and Lepper picking up those 2 fouls each, but is that starting to play a factor here now, too? And again, UT is going back to the 2 bigs together here to start the second quarter as well with Hickman and Morrow.
And Quincy will go with the 2 small guards.
Yeah, Kenai Humphrey checking in for the first time, the 5'9" sophomore. Out there with Douglas. Griffith got his pocket picked. Massey heads the other way. No, but a foul. Whitfield from behind, and it'll be Josiah to the line for 2. And that is the 4th Quincy turnover. And I know that all of them in the first quarter led directly to points, and this one is headed that way, and it does right there. As Josiah hits the first to make it a 11-0 start to the second quarter. Morrow checks out. Wilson Freiberg making his first appearance for Quincy, the junior, number 33. And Josiah now with 7 points. He's got 5 of those first 12 in this 12-0 run to begin the quarter for the Panthers. Wide open Douglas cutting to the hoop and lays it in. And boy, did Quincy need that.
That's one way. Yeah, that's an understatement.
Now, can they start getting stops? That's a deep 3. And a rebound, Quincy. And did that go out of bounds? Yes, it went over the backboard, so. And Quincy will take that. That's a quick miss and get possession right back. And Josiah Massey checks out after that one as McDowell, the sophomore, back in. And Douglas, all kinds of trouble. And the ball pressure is really starting to mount for the Panthers on the defensive end. Ooh, might have got away with a double dribble there. 4:45 to go, second quarter. Driving Woodson to the left hand. No, got his own rebound. Back up and got it. Tough bucket for Thomas. Cuts it back to an 8-point game. And that is a travel.
Yep. You know, on that Woodson bucket, as physical as this game has been, I'm surprised there was no. There could have been an and one there.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're still letting him play. At the end of the day, it looks like.
Woodson going to work off the dribble. Ooh, he got bailed out there. He tried to split two defenders, and there really wasn't a hole there. And they're going to call Jordan Massey, and that's going to be his second. And he'll be replaced by Morrow as they go big again. So both Masseys off the floor now. That doesn't happen very often for the Panthers. As we near the midway point of the second quarter. Humphrey hesitates, drives, floater, got it.
Great control.
How about Quincy?
Weathering the storm, if you will.
6 straight after giving up a 12-0 run to start the quarter. Wide open three in the corner here, though, and they hit it. And that's Speckman, his second from downtown. That's 3 triples in the quarter for the Panthers. Drive and kick. Freiberg passed it up. He'll go baseline, up and under. Count it.
Oh,
Wilson.
Showing a little athleticism there by the junior.
And he's got a chance for an and one. And
he always finds a way to impress me. He just has random things in his bag you don't get to see often.
That's the second on Morrow. And he'll come right back out, replaced by Josiah Massey.
That's a good answer after that 3 ball.
So Blue Devils trying to hang in here after a rough start to this second quarter. Got 3.5 minutes to go until halftime still. And Freiberg completes the 3-point play to cut it to a 6-point game. Hickman, as he likes to do, floating outside. He'll shoot the 3. No. And foul on the rebound. As UT got the offensive board. And I think that was Humphrey down there, yeah.
You know, it's a mismatch going for that rebound with Humphrey down there.
That's the second team foul of the quarter. 2 on each team. And another possession for the Panthers. Hickman steps out again. Tough pass to the baseline. Blocked by Freiberg. Wilson making plays at both ends.
The impact this team needed coming off the bench.
Freiberg, hesitation, goes into Hickman, now kicks it out instead. Probably a good decision. Now Speckman knocks it out of bounds as the Panthers, again, the ball pressure.
They're kind of cheating passing lanes right now, so you got to be extra cautious.
And that's definitely their MO. Can't get the ball reversal. Now Hickman went for the steal and leaves Woodson open, and he got it.
That's what also can happen, though, if you cheat passing lanes. You get a little greedy. You don't get it, and that leaves an open lane for Woodson.
Thomas with 6, cuts it to a 4-point game. Bounce pass to the baseline, Speckman blocked. Loose ball picked up by UT. Hickman tries another 3 and hits.
Gotta close out.
And timeout, Coach Say. That's the 4th 3-pointer of the second quarter for the Panthers as they have gotten hot. Again, they started the quarter on a 12-0 run. Quincy answered back with 6 straight, and now we're going back and forth again.
Yeah, and on that 3, there was time, not to be critical, but there was time here for Woodson to close out on that 3. I don't know if Quincy is letting him shoot, wanting them to prove it, but he's taken a few of those already. Now you got to respect it a little bit more.
That is his first 3-point make. He did have 2 other buckets. So Hickman now with 7. Josiah Massey with 7. Speckman also has 7. Clausell leads the way for Quincy with 7. And Woodson has 6. It's lucky sevens here with 2:08 to go in the half. And guess what? The lead is 7.
Lucky sevens?
Might as well add it. And now a little zone here. UT switching things up out of the timeout. Quincy was trying to run their man offense, but they're going to have to reevaluate here. Woodson's parked at the free throw line now. Humphrey gets a decent look. Almost banked it in. Hickman, though, will bring it up off the rebound. And he's going to go right to the rim. Woodson, another block. Kick ahead. Whitfield for 3. No. And boy, the crowd was ready for that one.
Could have used it.
Minute 20 to go in the half. Hickman, he's going to fire, and no. Rebound tipped. Clausell had it, but yeah, he couldn't corral it. That's a tough break, because that would have led to a fast break. Instead, Panthers get it back. They're leaving Horvath wide open, and he missed it. That is a lucky break.
Yeah.
Now here we go the other way. Humphrey puts on the brakes, though. Woodson into traffic, kick out, and Clausell's going to reset. And direct some traffic while he's at it.
Be nice if you get a 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Into Woodson, got stopped, puts up the short jumper, it won't go. That's a good look, but now just over 30 seconds, and the Panthers may try to milk this clock to the end of the half. Hickman looks to the bench, and now they'll just let him dribble it out. Not often that your big 6'6" senior going to start the possession. 10 seconds. Horvath being hounded, finds Hickman. Turnaround 10-footer, no. Rebound tip to Clausell. Dribble, gets it off, and it won't go. And it remains a 7-point game as we go to halftime. Well, Quincy did weather the storm. Again, it was a 12-0 run to start that quarter. Quincy was able to halt it, hang in, and they didn't let it get away, at least here at the half.
Well, they won the rest of the quarter after that point, right? So it could have been a lot worse than it actually is right now. Kind of just evaluate what you did right since that 12-0 run and apply that and continue to press on here. This game is completely in reach for the Blue Devils.
We'll step aside, come back with plenty on your halftime here on WGEM.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Some things just go together, like your bones, your joints, and when you need us, you and the Quincy Medical Group Orthopedics and Sports Medicine team. Our expert orthopedics team is performing knee replacements at our QMG Surgery Center. Your total knee replacement is our total focus, and we're committed to getting you moving again fast. We'll have you up in no time, and you'll be home the same day. We'll be with you every step of your recovery, so you can get back to your life. QMG Orthopedics and you, always a joint effort.
Is it time for a career makeover? For 14 years, Tri-State residents have made a career change and have turned dreams into a reality with help from the John Wood Community College Career Makeover. Register online now at jwcc.edu/makeover for your chance to win full tuition, fees, and books from John Wood Community College. You deserve the chance for a career makeover from WGEM and John Wood Community College Foundation.
Every first matters.
The first alarm, the first cup of coffee, and the first look at what your day can bring.
And WGEM is right there with you with your first alert.
Breaking overnight, we are live.
So what's happening right now? We go into first alert later this afternoon for strong to severe thunderstorms.
And your first look at what could impact your morning.
This fire started around 4:30 this morning.
No matter where you choose to watch, WGEM is here to start your day.
Every first, every morning, we're here. WGEM News Today.
It's halftime here at Blue Devil Gym. Brock Hamsmeyer, Kyle Ainsworth with you. UT busted open that second quarter with a 12-0 run. Quincy responded and hung in. Down just 7 now at the half. 31-24 your score. We'll get the full first half stat sheet in just a bit. I can also give you one other Western Big Six score update. Also at halftime, all Rock Island as they are taking on Geneseo. They're up 61-22 at the half in this one. Yeah, at half. Yes.
Okay. Someone's ready for the playoffs.
They're fixing to put up a hundo tonight.
Yeah, alrighty.
So we'll take another timeout, come back with those first half numbers right here on WGEM.
Happiness starts with a smile, and Advanced Dental Care gives you more reasons to smile. Passion, focus, precision. At Advanced Dental Care, quality care is our commitment to you. Whether it's your first visit or a routine checkup, get the care you deserve. Choose Advanced Dental Care, where we offer comprehensive dental care and orthodontic services for children and adults. Comfortable, compassionate care. ADVDentalCare.com. 4561 Main Street. Schedule your appointment today. New patients welcome. At Advanced Dental Care, we'll make you smile.
Don't let injuries put you on the sideline. Quincy Medical Group's free sports injury clinic is your path to swift recovery. Our expert orthopedics and sports medicine team specializes in treating sports-related injuries with free evaluations from 7 to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. We also offer free sports concussion screenings weekdays in Quincy. No appointments are necessary. Get your game back on with QMG's free sports injury clinic. Visit QuincyMedGroup.com/sports injury.
I'm Natalie Will. Every month I have the honor of surprising an amazing teacher with a WGEM Golden Apple Award. Now, I need your help finding the next honoree. Students, parents, if there's a teacher making a difference in your life, nominate them at WGEM.com. Let's celebrate the teachers who inspire us every day. Nominate your teacher for the WGEM Golden Apple Award.
The WGEM Golden Apple Awards, sponsored by Hy-Vee, Taupro, and State Street Bank.
We're seeing falling temperatures throughout today.
Snow showers approaching, and we'll watch for these snow showers to continue.
First alert for that snowfall as it will be impacting
winter. It can be a challenge, but you'll always know what's next. Days ahead, only with WGEM First Alert weather.
We have more snow showers expected.
And when we know, you'll know.
When gusts push temperatures down.
With a clear forecast streaming to you wherever you are, any device, anytime. Stay connected, stay safe, all winter long with WGEM First Alert weather.
Halftime continues. It is brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. And let's get to that first half stat sheet. It's brought to you by Tri-City Sports. You can find them at 535 Main Street, downtown Quincy. Customize your team with Tri-City Sports. For the Panthers, they had several players getting into the action in the first half. Josiah Massey, Octavius Hickman, and Tucker Speckman all had 7 points apiece. Jordan Massey had 5. Tyler Horvath had 5 as well. For their total of 31, they were 4 out of 5 at the free throw line, and I had the Panthers for 3 turnovers. For Quincy, Joels Clausel led the way with 7, all in the first quarter. Thomas Woodson Jr. had 6, and then it was spread out after that. Parker Douglas had 4, Wilson Freiberg with 3, Griffith and Humphrey with a bucket each for 2 points. Again, Brennan Lepper and Avion Tate both picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter.
Early in the first quarter.
Yeah, very early, and neither scored before that. Milton Whitfield did get the start tonight, but he went scoreless in the first half as well. Quincy 3 for 3 at the free throw line, and I had the Blue Devils for 4 turnovers in the first half. So some of those numbers are encouraging, but a couple of things that we've talked about all season long, Kyle, did jump out there. Gave up too many offensive rebounds to the Panthers, and then even though they only had 4 turnovers, all of them led directly to points.
Directly to points. The offensive rebounding was a big issue, and then really why we're here is just that slow start to that second quarter, especially on the offensive side of things. And you got to think and hope that with, I'm assuming Lepper and Tate will be back here to start the third quarter. Maybe that brings a little bit more of an offensive prowess, because the truth be told, I've liked, for the most part, what I've seen from Quincy High's defense here today.
Yeah.
Maybe some issues closing out and, of course, the rebounds. But other than that, I've liked their aggression on defense, and that's kind of why we are where we are right now.
Let's get a few first half highlights in here real quick. Brought to you by Nutrition HQ, home of TB16. Increase energy, reduce cravings, boost your mood with TB16.
One of those turnovers.
That was the Massey dunk.
Yep.
Off of one of those turnovers right there that we just talked about. Next up, should be on the Blue Devils side of things. Yeah, that's Griffith cutting and Woodson with the putback. Thomas Woodson chipping in with 6 points in the first half, and I think I got one more for you.
I think I know what this one is. The Freiberg here.
Yep.
With the pump.
The up and under and count it from Wilson Freiberg that provided a boost there in that second quarter. So that's where we are after one half of play. Quincy down by 7, and we'll see what they can do in the third quarter, as we will step aside real quick here and come back with more right after this on WGEM.
The heart is the hardest working muscle in your body. If something goes wrong with it, you need a medical team that works just as hard. You need Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team, celebrating over 20 years of delivering life-saving care to tri-state residents. Patients and families choose Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team for its experience, quality, and heartwarming compassion. Get the most out of your hard-working heart.
Ride the Baja Wave and refresh your senses with a blast.
We're back at Blue Devil Gym. Got another Western Big Six score for you. Moline up 21 at the half at Galesburg tonight. And here's a final for you. We were actually talking a little bit about this before the ball game tonight too, Kyle. Final from Hamilton. QND 48, West Hancock 47.
I believe that's the girls.
Yeah.
Just as a reference. I believe that's the girls, but another good game. Those are two good teams in West Hancock being 2A, Quincy Notre Dame being 3A.
Yeah,
on the girls' side of things.
I think we're going to see that boys game here.
I believe that's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Over at the Pit.
But,
so that'll be a fun one.
Good stuff there on the girls' side of things.
Yeah, we got a chance to see that girls Quincy Notre Dame team in action against the Quincy High girls, who just won their first Western Big Six title since 1998.
Congratulations to Brad Dance and his team. Underway third quarter, and it's brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi as well. Lepper back on the floor, firing away from 3 and can't hit it. So he's still scoreless on the night. And here comes Hickman. Driving and kicking. Both Masseys on the floor, along with Hickman, Morrow, and Horvath for the Panthers. Quincy does come out in the zone here. Hickman, cross court. Massey, that's a tough jumper. No. Morrow, offensive rebound. Back up, no. And what do we got? Foul. They're going to say on Quincy.
Are they going to call Lepper?
No, they're going to get Whitfield.
Okay.
Interesting.
So Lepper was banging down there.
That's the second on Whitfield. Hickman has it poked away, and they're going to say off UT. So the Panthers have their fourth turnover. So after all that, Quincy gets it back.
Some early half-court pressure.
Walsall thought about it, now hesitates, got stuck on the baseline. Skip cross-court is not a good pass, and there's Quincy's fifth turnover.
Those are risky passes.
In the corner, Massey a look for three. Got it.
And that's what happens.
Second of the night for Josiah from downtown. He's got 10, and the lead is 10.
A team that's been so good and so aggressive in the passing lanes, you do not want to be skipping a ball full court or across court.
And Andy Douglas not pleased, as that's back-to-back unforced turnovers to start the third quarter. And Massey again from the other corner. No. Hickman tipped it right over top of Whitfield. Now out of bounds off UT. Again, extra opportunities, tips.
Yep. Right now, Quincy High has a chance to weather the storm, get things going again. Don't want a replica of that second quarter.
Morrow and Lepper doing battle down there on the block. Hickman moving his feet out on the perimeter there, guarding Griffith. And Quincy having trouble reversing the basketball now. Hickman created that steal, and he's going to get the lay-in. Timeout, Quincy. It's only 5 points, but another quick start to the third, just like it was to the second quarter for the Panthers.
And Andy Douglas isn't going to waste any time here in this quarter trying to address that, weather the storm, put a stop to this run.
They matched their largest lead of the night of 12 right here because they started the second quarter on a 12-0 run after it was tied at the end of the first quarter. Timeouts, again, are sponsored by McCleary Law. If you're injured, call or text McCleary Law at 2178 I'm hurt for a free case evaluation.
So plenty of time here, so they've shown it before. They can do it again. They can put together their own little runs. Just don't focus on the 12. Try and go, 2 at a time, 3 at a time.
Leopard trying to get position in there, but tough against the 6'8 Morrow. Long possession with no real good look at a shot yet. Weave it around the perimeter. Panthers really bumping the cutters. Fossell, corner three, splashdown.
There it is. No problem with long possessions if that's what it's going to turn into at this point of the game.
Cuts it back to 9 with 5 minutes to go in the third. And just like that second quarter, you're going to have to get some stops on this end of the floor to hang in. Hickman fires up top. Massey, that's a good look. Missed it. And rebound tip to Douglas. So Quincy dodges that one. Now Lepper thought he had position for a moment. And there again, and that one was way more obvious. That was literally a hip check from Hickman on the cutter, but they've been doing that all night.
Yeah.
They've been physical with the Blue Devils cutting off the ball.
And I think that's where a lot of that frustration from the Blue Devils was coming from early on in this game when it was very chippy, were things like that.
Speckman replaces Hickman. They get it into Lepper. A rare touch on the block. Count it! And Brennan's fired up as he gets his first bucket of the night and a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And that was the impact Quincy High was missing that entire first half. So good to see him get back in here and get to work.
That's also the third on Morrow, and Hickman got a drink, and he's going to check back in.
Yeah, Brennan, he was screaming some things, getting his team hyped up here.
So Morrow will sit with 3 fouls for the moment. 4:28 to go in the third. And Lepper makes it a 3-point play to cut it back to a 6-point game. So very reminiscent of that second quarter. 12-point lead quickly cut in half. Hickman steps out. He's going to shoot it again. Missed it short. Whitfield, they're going to call the foul. Going the other way, that'll be Speckman on the loose ball. And that is their third team foul already here in the third.
Mm-hmm.
Only halfway through. And what is
not
long discussion by 2 of the officials here. Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be a full court inbounds. Everybody was going to the other end as if...
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they thought we were instituting the NBA rule and inbounding at half court.
Well, quite a ways to get to the NBA here.
Just changing the rules as we go. No big deal.
Keep everyone on their toes.
A little matchup zone here now by the Panthers. Into the middle, Whitfield passed up a decent look. Gets it, nope, poked away. And then Whitfield knocks it out of bounds, but it'll stay with UT. And that has become a problem here in the third. That's 4 turnovers already on Quincy in this quarter. They had 4 the entire first half. Colgan on the floor now with the basketball for UT. Whitfield tried to step in and take it away from Jordan Massey, but he's going to pick up the foul, and that'll be his third.
So much of the same here as when they first played. Close game here as we are getting closer and closer to that fourth quarter, Brock.
That might have been extra steps, but not called. Oh, Whitfield better be careful. He just picked up his third. You don't want to pick up your fourth here in the third quarter. Just over 3 minutes to go. Speckman nearly lost it, got it out. Panthers making Quincy work here on the defensive end as they go man-to-man. Lepper giving Horvath plenty of room. Now he'll go to work. Step back 3. In and out. Tipped up. Oh, are they going to wave it off?
Yeah.
They are.
They're going to say over the back potentially. There's something there.
Colgan, he'll pick up the foul, and they wave off his bucket. That is a big call.
Yeah.
That's also his third foul and the fourth team foul.
Also something to keep an eye on here. This is one of the rare times Quincy High might have a height advantage.
Yep, and they go right down to Lepper, and he scores.
As they should.
Great call by you.
And then guess what? Number 50.
Yeah.
He's going to the table.
Coach Say wasting no time. Dribble drive, Massey hands it off. Speckman spinning.
Travel.
And yep, he did. Rare turnover on UT, their fifth.
And Andy will call their substitution with his own, Freiberg,
and timeout called by Coach Say.
And Freiberg coming in now. If we remember when he checked in last time, he brought a huge spark to this Blue Devil team, so see if he can do much of the same there.
2:23 to go in this third quarter. As much as you can criticize the slow starts to these last two quarters, You have to also give credit to the Blue Devils for their resiliency to fight back both times.
Of course. They've done a great job there answering. This game could have gotten ugly quick. Going on a 12-0 run.
Especially in the second quarter.
Yes, yeah. Giving up 12 points right out of the gate, not scoring one yourself. You could have fallen on your heels and let this thing blown up. But credit to this young team, credit to Andy Douglas getting his team fired up and getting them ready to play here. Now we just sit at a 4-point game.
Also consider the difference here. Panthers have hit 6 3-pointers tonight. 4 of them were in that second quarter. Quincy's hit just 2, and Clausel's got both of them.
Yeah.
So
that says something.
That's a big advantage. Again, we've talked about the rebounding. The Panthers have several edges in different statistical categories tonight, but somehow, some way, Quincy's hanging in here. So the group on the floor now is Douglas, Clausel, Freiberg, Whitfield, and Lepper for the Blue Devils. Both Massey's, the sophomore McDowell now on the floor, along with Horvath and Hickman for the Panthers. Lepper stepping out, and now we got a whistle away from the ball.
That's going to be a Milton.
Andy Douglas doesn't like it. They're going to call Whitfield for a moving screen, and that's his 4th.
And he might have to go to the bench here. Yeah, he will.
You have no choice. You cannot afford to lose him before you even get to the 4th quarter. Hickman going to work on Lepper. Backdoor cut, and Horvath missed it. Got his own rebound and got that one.
Yep, that's where the rebounding issues come into play, but great job still by Parker Douglas to be down there and get chippy, affecting the first shot at least.
6-point lead again for the Panthers. Horvath now has 7. Minute 45 to go in the third. Lepper, they double team him from behind. That pass is tipped off the backboard and becomes a turnover. Hickman didn't shoot it. Jordan Massey, and there's a reach in on the drive. I think they're going to get Clausel here from the weak side. Yep. That's his first. And that's 4 team fouls on Quincy. So both teams on the next whistle are going to shoot free throws. Kenai Humphrey is checking in, and Whitfield got to sit with those 4 fouls. And, Hickman tried to slip in, but Douglas took it away.
Oh, you can't call that. That's crazy. When did he have possession of the ball?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Let alone the fact that the Panther player that was on the floor was also reaching in at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right.
Hickman, free throw line jumper, got it.
And that's what you get for it, I guess. Whatever.
He's got 11. And the lead jumps back to 8. Panthers have answered with 4 straight. Lepper will wait for the cutter. Clausel, open, trigger, no. And a hold on. They're going to call Lepper on the rebounding action.
And now the fouls are starting to attack on here for Quincy High.
And that puts the Panthers in the bonus. That's the 3rd on Brennan. And I was going to say, this should be 2 shots, and it'll be Hickman. His first trip to the line tonight with 1:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. And he's got a chance to pump the lead back to double digits if he can make both. Thomas Whitfield Jr. going to replace Lepper. Well, Douglas not going to take a chance with his 3 fouls, so he and Whitfield both out with some foul trouble. And Hickman does make it a 10-point lead. 6 of his 13 here in the 3rd. Under a minute to go. Humphrey left to right, all the way to the rim. Oh, it won't go, but a foul. And he's upset at himself, knowing he could have had an and one. Hickman picks up his second.
Well, Quincy High here finds themselves in another spot of needing to put something together, a little run themselves. Been here before today.
Humphrey knocks down the first. He's trying to get Quincy into double figures in the third quarter if he can hit this one. And got it. 4 points on the night for the sophomore. 8-point game again. Final 45 seconds of the third. Yeah, Hickman kind of playing point forward out here. Oh, he got around Woodson. Spins into the paint. Count it. How about the big fella?
It's quite the moves for the big fella, ain't it?
Working the dribble. And a chance for an and one. Freiberg picks up his first. 28 seconds remaining in the third as that's a new man on the floor for the Panthers. Number 5. That's Hussein Isifu. And it rattles in for Hickman for the 3-point play. That's 9 points in the quarter, 16 on the night. And he'll take a seat as Horvath is back in.
Now this is a spot where you wish you had yourself a Brennan Lepper in the game, as their size has been removed.
And, I mean, Horvath is already hip for hip down there with Woodson. They're inbounding full court. The official had a word with him. And they just called Woodson for the offensive foul. Horvath completely baited him into that.
Like Avion Tate, he was going to check in for the first time since the first quarter at least.
.22 seconds left in the third. That also goes as the 7th turnover of the quarter on Quincy. The only good news is they don't shoot free throws because it's an offensive foul. Under 10 seconds. Jordan Massey, tough drive, won't go. Hickman, and he is held by Humphrey after he got the offensive rebound. Andy Douglas wants over the back on Hickman. Humphrey picks up his second, and Hickman will go back to the line where he's already made 3 of them, part of his 9 points in the quarter. It leaves 3.1 seconds on the clock before we head to the fourth. And the Panthers have managed to build the lead back to double digits and add to it right there. I mentioned pregame, Hickman was very quiet in the first matchup between these two in January, just 5 points, but he has come to score tonight.
Yep.
11 in the third, 18 on the night. And he'll check out again for a breather before the fourth. Will Quincy get a decent look here? Going length of the floor. Avion Tate back in, by the way. He'll inbound. Bossell. He's not going to get very close, and they don't get a shot. So Quincy's down by 13 as we head to the fourth on WGEM.
The heart is the hardest working muscle in your body. If something goes wrong with it, you need a medical team that works just as hard. You need Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team, celebrating over 20 years of delivering life-saving care to tri-state residents. Patients and families choose Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team for its experience, quality, and heartwarming compassion. Get the most out of your hard-working heart.
Ride the Baja Wave and refresh your senses with a blast of tropical lime flavor. Grab a Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the dew.
We're headed to the fourth quarter here at Blue Devil Gym. Final Friday night game of the regular season. Fourth quarter brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. It will be Panthers basketball to start the fourth quarter. As they lead it by 13. Quincy got within 4 points in that third, but the Panthers answered. Hickman to post on Lepper. Spins, goes to the left and got it, and he has had a whale of a second half.
Yeah.
13 of his 20 now in the second half. Fossell, Tate, Freiberg, Lepper in the post. Double teamed, and they whistled the foul before the shot, I believe. They're going to get Hickman.
Maybe he got away with a continuation or something.
Ooh, or did they say? They called it on Josiah Massey. And Lepper and Hickman again doing battle down there. That's a lot of humanity. Opposite corner, Freiberg wasn't really open. Now Tate posting to the hook. No. And Hickman leads the break and threw it away. Just the 7th turnover on UT. Already a minute gone in the fourth quarter, though. And Quincy facing their largest deficit of 15. Fossell drives in traffic, and he's hit. So 2 quick fouls on the Panthers to start the fourth. And this one is called on Horvath. That's his second. And, they did call it a shooting foul. Wow. That's a little bit of a gift.
Sometimes you could use a gift.
We all could use a gift. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow, after all.
There it is.
As Clausell can't hit the first. He is sitting on 10 points. He is the high point man for Quincy tonight. Woodson has 6. Lepper has 5. And missed them both. And that certainly doesn't help the cause. If you want to have any chance of coming back here in the fourth. And a travel on Horvath at midcourt. 2 unforced turnovers by the opponent does help, though. As Whitfield checks back in with his 4 fouls. It is senior night tonight for Quincy. And you've got 2 of them out there now with Tate and Whitfield.
Whitfield has got 4 fouls as well. Keep an eye on that. See how aggressive he plays.
Now Lepper flashes to the block, but he can't finish it with the left hand. Morrow's back out there. Lepper goes down with him. Morrow steps out and shoots the 3. Oh, my goodness. Well, if that's going in,
good luck.
It might just be their night. And now we got an offensive foul at midcourt. They call Tate for a pick, basically. That's his third, and he'll check out. Boy, there's just been several of those tonight on Quincy.
Weird.
Again, some of them I haven't necessarily agreed with, but some of them they absolutely have done it, and it just unforced errors. High-low here to the two bigs. Morrow powers it up through Freiberg and scores. 5 straight for him. That's his first 5 of the night. 5:35 to play. 20-point lead, and now we got a whistle away from the ball as Morrow better be careful because he's having an extended conversation with the official. He's still going to pick up the foul despite his filibustering. That's the 4th on Morrow, and he'll check out. That's the 3rd team foul. And off the baseline inbounds. Clausel, he tried to find Douglas, but he was coming back in from out of bounds. And it's another Quincy turnover. That's 8 in the second half, 12 on the night. And it just kind of feels like it's slowly slipping away from the Blue Devils here. Barring a sudden rally of some sort. Hickman cutting. Lefty no. Speckman kept it alive, but it's out of bounds to Quincy.
If there's going to be some sort of comeback, you got to get going right now. There's no time to waste anymore.
Well, and like it or not, this is where you probably need to hit a couple of threes.
Yeah.
Clausel driving in, had it poked away. Douglas passed up an open look. Whitfield, he'll drive. Nope. 3 passed up open threes.
Well, they're clearly not listening to you, Brock.
Well, who does? Clausel, fade away. That won't go. Massey, Euro step, lefty, no. Oh, he got his own rebound between two Blue Devils. And it's just little things like that have been adding up tonight.
Yeah, adding up tonight, and they've been adding up all season.
And again, here comes the point forward. And it's the two big fellas and Lepper with the reach in. And that will be his 4th. Second team foul. And Hickman doing his own cleanup work. Tim Griffith will get Lepper. Whitfield still out there with his 4 fouls. 4:19 to play. And Whitfield's got the assignment on Hickman right now. It's a tough matchup for him. And they go to it. Hickman waits, backs in, spins, and draws the foul. And I think Whitfield just fouled out.
He knows it. Yep.
Again, that's a tough matchup for him. And that's going to make it a tough exit on senior night for Milton. He fouls out, and unfortunately, he goes scoreless tonight. Kenai Humphrey will replace him. Wasn't for lack of effort, but unfortunately, a somewhat forgettable senior night for Milton. As Hickman. Yeah.
He had another shot.
I was going to say, he didn't make the shot, so they were starting to convince me that it was,
I was like, all right.
It was an and one. But he will get a second free throw. as is the usual when you're fouled on the shot attempt.
And it doesn't go in, right?
Right. And his big night continues. 22, including now 7 for 7 at the free throw line. And the lead has bubbled to 22. Douglas drives through traffic and missed it. And then we got what?
Man, it's just one thing after another right now.
Freiberg for a foul on the rebound. Okay.
It's kind of like this.
It kind of feels like they
picking them when you're down right now.
Yeah, they want both teams to shoot free throws. Fourth team foul, so next one will put UT in the bonus. Hickman going to work again. On the drive, bounce pass over, nicely done on the feed to Speckman, who has 9. It's been the Octavius Hickman show here in the second half.
Mirror opposite the last time these two teams saw each other.
And 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Quincy still hasn't scored here in the fourth quarter, while the Panthers have pulled away. Nice pass down to Freiberg, but now he goes to work on Hickman and got it. Freiberg with 5 and gets Quincy off the schneid here in the fourth. And 2.5 to go. Colgan driving, threw up a wild one, no. Quickly ahead to Griffith, goes baseline, runner no. Massey, long outlet. Douglas, good job to get a piece of that and deny the lay-in, and now mass substitutions. And Andy Douglas is clearing the bench.
Yep.
With 2:10 to go. And Coach Say sends the sophomore McDowell and a Sifu back in. Now Morrow's going to check back in and replace Hickman. Meanwhile, Quincy goes Batley, Avery Beeston, Nas Kelly, Carter Trowbridge, and Freiberg stays on the floor. And a steal. Kelly. He'll try to go coast to coast and count it.
Gets a good ovation from the crowd.
Kelly will take that, try to make it a 3-point play with 2:05 left. And Kelly completes it. A positive light in what's been a tough second half for Quincy. Speckman, tough drive for 2. He's into double figures with 11. Be nice to get Batley a bucket on senior night instead of turnover. And driving in, and that is a tough shot by McDowell. As the Panthers continue to put this one away here in the fourth quarter. Minute 20 to go. Batley for 3. No. Two more games in the regular season after this one. Nice feed to Morrow, and he'll lay it in. All 7 of his points here in the fourth quarter. Final non-conference game on the road tomorrow night. Quick trip over to Jacksonville to the Bowl. Quincy takes them on. They play each season, have for a long time. And then Tuesday night back here at Blue Devil Gym for the regular season finale and Western Big Six finale, hosting Moline. And we know the postseason opening game for Quincy as well. That was announced earlier today. Quincy is the 8th seed. They'll take on top-seeded and host Edwardsville on their home floor Wednesday, February 25th in the Class 4A regional opener.
Certainly won't be an easy task.
Batley fires again, misses another 3. Final 20 seconds. Bless you.
Thank you.
And they call, over and back, I guess? And a final possession for Quincy, but this one has been long decided. Panthers sweep the season series. They snapped a 9-game losing streak head-to-head with Quincy with their win in January, and now they'll make it 2 straight. And that'll do it. The Panthers come to Quincy and get the win by a final of 66-39 as they pull away in the fourth quarter of this one. Somewhat reminiscent of the first matchup between these two in January, Kyle, as we talked about before the game tonight. Competitive first 3 quarters for the most part, but then the Panthers just pull away in the fourth.
Yeah, and, credit Quincy. There was many moments in this game where UT could have pulled away themselves in the second and in the third, and Quincy was able to fight back, but that fourth quarter was just a little too much, and at the end of the day, much of the same as the first time they played.
So the Panthers still haven't lost to anyone not named Rock Island or Moline in the Western Big Six this season, and they've got one more to go. They'll play Sterling at home on Tuesday to wrap up their regular season. UT improves to 17-11 overall, 9-4 in the Western Big Six. Quincy falls to 8-18 and 5-8 in Western Big Six play. We will step aside, come back with your post-game programming right after this. It's the Blue Devils on WGEM.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, doors and more. 5, 6, per via pick. 7, 8, windows are great. 9, 10, do it again.
Doors and more. What's the more?
Windows!
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
We're seeing falling temperatures throughout the day.
Snow showers approaching, and we'll watch for these snow showers to continue.
First alert for that snowfall as it will be impacting
Winter. It can be a challenge, but you'll always know what's next. Days ahead, only with WGEM First Alert weather.
We have more snow showers expected.
And when we know, you'll know.
when gusts push temperatures down.
With a clear forecast streaming to you wherever you are, any device, anytime. Stay connected, stay safe, all winter long with WGEM First Alert weather.
Every first matters.
The first alarm, the first cup of coffee, and the first look at what your day can bring.
And WGEM is right there with you with your first alert.
Breaking overnight, we are live.
So what's happening right now? We go into first alert later this afternoon for strong to severe thunderstorms.
And your first look at what could impact your morning.
This fire started around 4:30 this morning.
No matter where you choose to watch, WGEM is here to start your day.
Every first, every morning, we're here. WGEM News Today.
Comfort. It's a basic necessity. It can be a treat, a cozy place. Often, it's each other. It's something we feel, feeling comfortable. Since 1955, Peters Heating and Air, along with Carrier, has kept comfort in stock. We know that, in good times or bad, one of the most inherent things we ask for is this simple feeling. That's something we'll always provide and preserve. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Peters Heating and Air.
You know, you make a better door than a window.
Actually, we make both. Doors and more. What's the more?
Windows!
We're back at Blue Devil Gym. It is a final here tonight in the last Friday night game of the regular season. And United Township makes it a season sweep over the Blue Devils in Western Big Six play. And much like their first matchup in January up at the Panther Den, they pulled away in the fourth quarter to blow it open. UT wins it 66-39. This was just a 7-point game at the half. Panthers did build it up to 13 heading into the fourth, but then again blew it open in the fourth. Quincy just 5 points in the fourth quarter as they were unable to hang with a tough Panthers team. We'll get to the full final stat sheet in just a few moments, but the Panthers' physicality, man-to-man, on you constantly on the defensive end. They certainly forced some turnovers, especially in the second half against Quincy, but it seemed to wear on the Blue Devils as the game went on.
It definitely wear, and it was apparent in the fourth quarter. Maybe frustration even from some Quincy High players that could resulted in just bad turnovers, fouls in the paint, all that kind of. That's really what accumulated in the fourth quarter was just bad decision making and those fouls. And UT was obviously able to capitalize on those mistakes.
And we saw the Octavius Hickman show in the second half. He was impressive. 15 of his 22 in the second half. 4 field goals and 7 for 7 at the free throw line. And not just that, but I mean, he was running the offense. I mean, he was out here handling the basketball. And again, he is a 6'6". He's a large human.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. He's a big boy.
But mildly there. But he's
a big boy and he can handle like a guard. And it's impressive to see.
He showed the ball handling, the spin moves, and everything, and had a couple of nice dishes as well. Running the show in the half court. So credit him and credit the Panthers.
Surely you won't be too disappointed not to see him next year. So he's a senior.
They do have Morrow, the 6'8" junior, coming back next season. Certainly still gives them the size and on the glass, but not quite the physicality and the ball handling that we saw from Mr. Hickman here tonight.
It's typically a tough matchup. You don't see that quite often from a guy like him. So, and he didn't really, as you said, you were at that game up in UT earlier this season. He didn't do much of that.
It's very quiet. Just 5 point. Morrow was impressive up there, rebounding especially. Mm-hmm. He killed Quincy on the offensive glass up there, and collectively they did that as well here tonight.
Yeah, they did. And it didn't help that early in the game Lepper gets into foul trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe that's in part of why you saw a 12-0 run to start the second quarter by UT's. Not only Lepper, but Avion Tate as well. They were both sidelined for much of the first half. That didn't help when it comes to the rebounding. That didn't help when it came to the offensive production.
And then on senior night, unfortunately, Milton Whitfield fouls out and goes scoreless here tonight.
Yep.
And just hate to see that just for him personally, honestly, more than anything else. And I know he wanted to come out here and have a better performance than that on senior night, but just wasn't meant to be. We'll take a timeout, come back with those final stats for you, and we'll talk with Coach Douglas before too long on the postgame here as well on WGEM.
Don't let injuries put you on the sideline. Quincy Medical Group's free sports injury clinic is your path to swift recovery. Our expert orthopedics and sports medicine team specializes in treating sports-related injuries with free evaluations from 7 to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. We also offer free sports concussion screenings weekdays in Quincy. No appointments are necessary. Get your game back on with QMG's free sports injury clinic. Visit QuincyMedGroup.com/sports injury.
I'm Natalie Will. Every month I have the honor of surprising an amazing teacher with a WGEM Golden Apple Award. Now, I need your help finding the next honoree. Students, parents, if there's a teacher making a difference in your life, nominate them at WGEM.com. Let's celebrate the teachers who inspire us every day. Nominate your teacher for the WGEM Golden Apple Award.
The WGEM Golden Apple Awards, sponsored by Hy-Vee, Tao Pro, and State Street Bank.
Is it time for a career makeover? For 14 years, Tri-State residents have made a career change and have turned dreams into a reality with help from the John Wood Community College Career Makeover. Register online now at jwcc.edu/makeover for your chance to win full tuition, fees, and books from John Wood Community College. You deserve the chance for a career makeover from WGEM and John Wood Community College Foundation.
Post-game show continues. Let's get into your final stat sheet brought to you by Tri-City Sports. Give them a call at 217-224-2489. Find them at 535 Main Street, downtown Quincy. Customize your team with Tri-City Sports. For the Panthers, again, Octavius Hickman led the way tonight. A game-high 22, 15 of those coming in the second half. He had 7 field goals and went 7 for 7 at the free throw line as well. Tucker Speckman had 11. Josiah Massey had 10. 2 other players with 7 apiece. Total of 66 for UT. They were 11 of 12 at the free throw line, and I had the Panthers for 10 turnovers. For Quincy, Joels Clausel led the way with 10. Next up was Thomas Woodson Jr. with 6. You had 6 other players get in the scoring column, but nobody with more than 5. Total of 39 for Quincy, 7 out of 9 at the free throw line. And I had the Blue Devils for 13 turnovers here tonight. That is your post-game stat sheet. Again, brought to you by Tri-City Sports. And we'll jump into our post-game coaches interview. It is always brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Bill Turlesner. Give him a call at 217-224-5586 or find him at 12th and Harrison in Quincy. And Coach Andy Douglas joins us now. And not to be Mr. Negative by when I say this, but it felt like the word of the night was kind of frustration, unfortunately. Their physicality on defense, things not going your way at times, just bad breaks, just little things kind of all added up, and it just felt like guys were just kind of frustrated, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I would use the word discipline thrown in there with it. I thought we lacked discipline the majority of the night tonight. From the very beginning, picking up 2 fouls, one within the first 15 seconds of the game. And, it's hard to get yourself in a rhythm when you're playing that way. And it's not just one guy. It's hard for your team to get into a rhythm when, you're such a big piece of what we want to do. And that's just part of learning. He hasn't been in that situation, but maybe one other time this year where he picked up early foul, but he's learning from it. But discipline. Discipline enough to get us set and organized offensively. We wanted, to attack their spacing. They brought their big out to guard when they had their 2 post guys in, and we wanted to see if we could get downhill off of the drive, and we weren't aggressive enough. Off the dribble there. We struggled a ton in the first half, and then go into halftime. I don't know, what were we down, 6?
Yeah, 7.
Something like that, 6, 7. And, go in there thinking, man, this was a bad half, and we're still in the game. Right. And then come out and, lay an egg there in the second half. Really tough to get things going tonight.
Yeah, and, some good maybe you could take away from this. There was a couple times in that.
I'm listening.
Don't worry, I'll get there. In the second and third quarter more in particular, UT would go on a run themselves, but you guys were able to withstand and answer those runs and maybe cut those deficits in half. So there's some resilience there, you could say.
I mean, we had some, but again, you gotta finish a game. Yeah. And we failed to do that tonight. We stuck around. We stuck around there a little bit there in the third, and fourth quarter don't score for, what seems like ages. Yeah. Again, but, no, it's just, frustrating is a pretty good word, to describe it.
And, they present a challenge, obviously, because of the 2 bigs. And you mentioned that they came out with that lineup and stuck with it at times. And, when you've got Brennan in foul trouble, and unable to keep maybe the lineup that you want out there against those two bigs. It was tough to match up all night.
It was tough defensively, what seemed all night. I give them credit. There's one kid, number 11 for them, I think has made 28 threes, and everybody else on the team combined is 18, or 17, 18 on the season in conference play, and they made some threes tonight. But that's not a shock for our group. They know, teams typically play better than they normally do, when they come into this gym. It is a tough place to play, as an opponent, but, defensively, I didn't think we were as engaged as we needed to be, throughout the course of the evening, but especially, there late in the third and the fourth quarter when we need to get stops, chasing the ball around. You hear Coach Overt and those guys yelling, don't chase, just following a guy to the opposite side of the court when the ball's, right in front of you there and you got to be in help side. It just seemed like that was taking place too often tonight.
The other thing I'll throw out there, just unfortunate on senior night tonight, for that group of three guys, that, not able to get anything going. All of them scoreless. Milton obviously ends up fouling out again, part of, that frustrating, part of things tonight. I feel bad for that group that it went that way for them on their night.
Yeah, it's tough. We haven't been in this situation too often over the years, but it is tough. You got guys that work their butt off, play extremely hard. Guys that stuck it out when times got tough. They stuck it out, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of the fact that they continue to work. They continue to show up every day and push these young kids, and guys like Milton, A.V., Emmerich. Those are guys that put these younger players under their arm, and they're talking to them constantly, building them up as much as they can, and trying to teach as much as they can. And unfortunately for them, they're not going to see the fruits of their labor here, but over the next few years, they're going to be able to look and know that they played a huge part in the success that this group is going to have.
And finally, tomorrow night, last road game of the regular season. Always enjoy the short trip and fun venue that is the Bowl over in Jacksonville, but the Crimsons are playing well.
Yeah, they're playing well, and two bigs for them that we're going to have to guard. Guys that play on the perimeter a little more than the guys did tonight. So another challenge for us. They're playing extremely well. You got to find a way to piece one together.
Coach, appreciate the time.
All right, man.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yep.
Andy Douglas, appreciate him as always. Post-game coaches interview. It's brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Bill Turlesner. Again, you can find him at 12th and Harrison right here in Quincy. That just leaves us with the MVPs of the game. That is sponsored by Mercantile Bank, a United Community Bank. I think we know who it is for UT.
For UT, it's pretty simple. I think his name's Octavius.
Yeah, he did pretty well tonight, especially in the second half as they slowly pulled away. Again, 15 of his 22 in the second half. He was just impressive in all forms and facets. Again, 22 points to lead all scorers tonight. I guess if you were going to go on the default end for Quincy here tonight, I guess you go with Clausell.
He offered a spark, that original spark in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
He had those quick 7 points in the first quarter, if that's how you want to look at it.
Hit the only 2 3-pointers of the night for the Blue Devils as well, so throw that in there. So Clausell led the way with 10 points. We'll give him the nod. Those are your game MVPs, sponsored by Mercantile Bank, a United Community Bank. And let's see here. I should get the mention in number one, but also give the folks what I have to offer here from the second half of action. I'm going to go back just a couple here. Your instant replays, they're brought to you by Nutrition HQ. Home of TB16. Increase energy, reduce cravings, boost your mood with TB16.
It's just that first half, Freiburg and one.
Which is worth watching again.
Yeah, why not?
One of the best plays of the night for the Blue Devils. So then that should give us 2 from the second half of action here. That's a little backdoor and the kick out. That's Clausell hitting one of those 2 3-pointers.
His second 3 of the night.
That was the third quarter of play right there. And I think I've got one more to show the folks at home or wherever you may be watching. That's Lepper. His 3-point play that he got in the third quarter as well. That's when Quincy was hanging in at that point.
I believe that was the first time he got on the board.
It was.
And it was a good energy boost that team needed at the time.
Battled foul trouble the entire first half, was scoreless in the first, and then got all 5 of his points in that third quarter as Quincy tried to hang in and did for a bit, but again, eventually the Panthers pull away and get this W and the season sweep here tonight over Quincy. Well, Kyle, again, tough one for the Blue Devils. Just 2 more to go in the regular season. We'll make that short trip to Jacksonville tomorrow and then wrap up the regular season on Tuesday here at home with Moline.
Yep, and then it's postseason play. Looking forward to it. Guaranteed at least 3 more games with this group. And we'll see what happens. Anything can happen in the postseason, folks, I'll tell you.
And again, if you didn't catch that earlier, I'll throw that out again. We do know that first matchup for the Blue Devils in the postseason that was announced earlier today in the Class 4A postseason. And no surprise, Quincy, they were the last seed in the subsectional. There's 8 teams. They're the 8th seed. They'll take on top seed and regional host Edwardsville in the opening round. That'll be on Wednesday, February 25th. And that'll be a 6 o'clock game. They're going to play both semifinals that night. Quincy will play the first game against Edwardsville, and then it'll be Granite City and Collinsville in the second game
expecting
of that regional.
A pretty packed crowd, I'm sure. So
Yeah, absolutely. Usually is down there in the St. Louis Metro East area for all those teams, and with 3 of the 4 being local, should be good crowds down there at Edwardsville.
Well, especially when you're going to play the host team. So
that too.
Same rambunctious crowds.
So always a tough task, and certainly will be playing the top seed on their home floor come postseason play. But we got a couple more to go before we get there, so we'll see you tomorrow night from the Bowl in Jacksonville, a great venue. Always enjoy watching hoops at the Bowl. And keep note, too, a little bit earlier start time. It's going to be a 5 o'clock sophomore game and then scheduled 6:30 varsity tip-off tomorrow night. So we'll plan pregame about 6:15 or as soon as the sophomores wrap it up tomorrow night in Jacksonville. Join us for that one, and we'll be looking forward to it as always as we bring you all the Blue Devil action right here on WGEM on the Smart TV app, News app, and WGEM.com. For Kyle Ainsworth, I'm Brock Hampsmeyer saying so long from Blue Devil Gym. Again, the final UT 66 and Quincy 39. We'll see you tomorrow night from Jacksonville. Good night, everybody.